Young Frankenstein.
Tape isn't up yet.
Wonder why.
Turn everything off and bring me down!
One of the best films ever made, ladies and gentlemen.
I highly recommend you see it.
Nothing.
Oh, Doctor, I'm so...
No. Be of good cheer. If science teaches us anything, it teaches us to accept our failures as well as our successes with quiet, dignity, and grace.
I love that. That is so much fun.
That's an awesome movie to see. It's hysterical. If you've never seen it, definitely rent it or get the video. You will love it.
And that movie was written by Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks. I have an announcement. We have an event taking place in Lowell. The Holy Trinity Hellenic Orthodox Church raffle and cocktail party Friday, the 15th of October at 7 o'clock at the Indian Ridge Country Club. Music by Apollo Sounds. There's a suggestion to purchase your tickets early with Sarah. 978-453-1445 if you'd like to go. That's Sarah, 978-453-1445. And we'll just put that on the screen, the number.
Should be a marvelous function. I've already purchased my tickets for it.
So, let's see. This is a talent show, but it has a political slant to it this time, and it also has an informative slant. In the entertainment business, anytime someone is on camera, it is important for the viewing audience to realize that they have to sign a release, as do I, as does my co-host, as does any guest, as does anyone you see on television, such as this: general release form for all media projects. This is such that you get permission to use someone's image, voice, anything associated with them on camera. And in turn, if I was out on the streets of Lowell and producing a show, perhaps a reality show of some type, anyone I spoke to or had on camera, I would have to have them sign a release. Susan, do you have thoughts or comments on this topic? Oops. Whoops. Whoops. There you are.
How many buttons did you have to hit to finally find me?
5.
5. Wow, you really know those controls well.
It actually only took one button.
Well, it's true. I mean, on any of these things, especially on a non-profit organization television show, which we do, you have the release forms that basically just protect them you know, against any problems that may occur. It's like, even like, say you're an extra on a movie, they have you sign a form. It's just a necessary formality. So, I signed it as well, and I'm the co-host. Are you gonna put on something else for our viewers to watch?
Sure, me.
Oh, sad. Sad state. Young Frankenstein, he lives. Not a pleasant sight.
Well,
Well, what?
what I would like to do now is emphasize to the viewing audience that when it comes to the entertainment business, you need to be in the place where entertainment is being produced. One place where people find work or look for work is New York City and Los Angeles. These are the entertainment hubs, with the exception of when movies are made off-site. And in turn, basically, the production company packs up everything into trailers and trucks and moves it to a location to produce whatever they might be producing, whether it be television or a film. And perfect examples of this, if we have had the opportunity to see, say, an episode of Sex and the City, it is produced on the streets of New York City, and special permission has to be gotten to be out in public, in front of certain places perhaps, or using passers-by. And the success of the show is just that, is that it's very realistic, where studio shows are done in the studio, and therefore everything is right there. And we've all seen studio sitcoms, such as, say, The Golden Girls, which is a studio show. And then, of course, you have films, both studio films and independent films. Independent films have a particular approach where they make it seem or look highly realistic, and therefore they're often in a site doing the film. And a studio film, sometimes to save money, can be produced in the studio. Susan, do you have thoughts on this?
Well, that's very true. I don't know if years ago you remember the show Murder, She Wrote. That entire thing, most of it was done inside a warehouse. We actually saw it when we went to Universal out in California. They had a whole warehouse that they would do the scenes that supposedly look like they're outside, but they're not. I mean, it was quite fascinating. If you ever go to those Universal tours, backlot tours, definitely you should do them. I highly recommend them. I know I went off on a sidetrack, but we had done them out in Universal. We did them down in Disney. They're just fascinating to see what Hollywood actually does produce on these shows and how they do them. I mean, they can go on site, or they can actually do them and set it up as if you're really there.
Well, I have a special tape to play for the audience.
Another one?
One more.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Times Square. And we're here and you're not.
New York City, Times Square. It's not a good tape, though.
It's a very bad tape.
But it's an example of Times Square. And there you have it. And also, you know, there are publications. For instance, this is produced by the West Hollywood Convention and Visitors Bureau for Hollywood, West Hollywood, which a big part of the business takes place there. So if you're in the entertainment business, I always say to young aspiring actors, actresses, keep in your thinking that you're going to live and work in these locations. However,
Remember, Hollywood is where you are.
that was very good timing, because as I was about to say, however, you can work locally, which is what I'm doing. I don't live too far from the studio, so I'm working locally.
Another thing that we just want to remind, you know, you're welcome to come on the show. Lip sync your favorite song, do a monologue, comedy skit. We're very interested in